This is the Neumann U87Ai with no EQ on it, and if this tone feels familiar, it's probably because you have ears. And this is the Sony C48. Same three polar patterns, pad and cut switches. It's obvious Sony designed the C48 to be their version of the U87, but it's not a clone. See, to Sony, it was a starting point to creating a premium recording tool imbued with their cultural identity. See, every voice starts with a fundamental frequency, the bass pitch created by your vocal cords. And for most adult male voices, that sits between 85 and 155 Hz, and right in the middle is 100 Hz. And that's where the U87Ai really comes to life. Because the Neumann U87 doesn't exaggerate 100 Hz. In fact, it starts to gently roll off just below it, but right at 100 Hz and above. It's a very balanced tone, preserving chest tone, controlling rumble, and laying a foundation of vocal authority. And by contrast, the Sony C48 feels like its voice slightly higher, around 130 Hz. It holds more energy in the 120 to 150 Hz range, delivering a smoother, rounder low end. It's not bloated or boomy, just more honest and natural. So already, we see two philosophies. The 87 tightens and sculpts around a powerful centered tone. And the C48 allows for a more relaxed, realistic bass response. All right, my mic nerds out there, let's dive in.
From the mind of Mark Yoshimoto Nemkov.
What we're talking about here is centered around fundamental frequencies. But first, spoiler alert, both these make for amazing premium voiceover mics, and a great resource to better understand what kind of mic is going to help your recordings make a difference is my new book, The Modern Voiceover Career Owner's Manual, because it not only helps you cut through the noise to help you choose the right gear for your sound, but it's also packed with the tools, tips, and techniques that will help you get where you want to go. Now, let's go from fundamental techniques to fundamental frequencies. The fundamental frequencies of where these two mics are tuned differently, to be specific. But it's not just the fundamental that matters. It's the harmonics above it that define a microphone's character. Now, the U87, tuned to 100 Hz, stacks its harmonics ladder in a way that boosts authority and presence. Because look at the harmonics. Second harmonic, 200 Hz. Third harmonic, 300 Hz. Fourth harmonic, 400 Hz. You kind of get the picture, right? And by the time you hit 2.5 to 3K, you're up in the 25th to 30th harmonic zone, and that's where the U87 shines. Because it adds a subtle presence bump right there, helping your voice cut through music or sound design. It's part of what makes the 87 feel broadcast ready right out of the box. And the Sony C48, starting from 130 Hz, pushes that harmonic ladder up. Second harmonic, 260, right? Third harmonic, 390 Hz. 10th harmonic, 1300 Hz. And by the time you reach around 3K, you're higher in the series, and the C48 stays smooth and natural. No aggressive push, no mid-range spike. It doesn't add authority. It keeps your voice the tone it naturally has. All right, let's zoom in on the mid-range, because this is where your voice truly lives for voiceover. Now, from 200 to 500 Hz, you get body and weight. From 1 to 4K, you get intelligibility and articulation. And the U87 puts subtle emphasis right in the 2 to 3K Hz range, that classic presence zone. It makes your read feel closer, bolder, and more assertive, even if you're whispering. The C48, meanwhile, maintains a flat contour across this entire range. It doesn't pull the voice forward, it just reflects what's there. And for voices that already have natural brightness or bite, this can be a huge asset. You get clarity without exaggeration. Now, when you get above 10 kHz, things diverge even more. The U87Ai begins a smooth roll-off right around 12 to 13K. It trims the sizzle, it keeps things soft, elegant, and controlled. There's just enough air, but really no harshness. And the C48 just keeps it going. It holds energy well into the 16K zone before tapering. You get more shimmer, more air, more breath, especially useful for modern intimate reads. It feels more open, more hi-fi. Now let's talk about what holds all of this glorious tone together, the transformer. In the U87Ai, the transformer isn't just technical, It's tonal. It adds a subtle saturation and compression right around the low mids, especially between 200 and 400 hertz, which just so happens to be where the second, third, fourth harmonics of that 100 hertz fundamental live. And the result? More body, more glue. Your voice sounds thicker, more compressed, even before you add any processing. And that's why the U87 often feels broadcast ready right out of the box. The transformer is doing part of the heavy lifting. The C48, on the other hand, takes a completely different route. Its transformer is cleaner and less saturating. It doesn't add extra harmonic content. It doesn't round your transients. Instead, it preserves the truth of what's there. And that supports the C48's entire identity: smooth, honest, and open. And you can think of it like this. The U87's transformer sculpts the voice, but the C48 transformer respects it. So, which mic is better? Truth is, neither. They're both masterpieces just tuned for different intentions. Now, for a softer voice or you want to project your voice, get it out front. The 87 gives you weight, presence, and polish. And if your voice is naturally strong or bright, the Sony C48 gives you space, honesty, and breath. It's not just about what they record. It's about what they choose to keep and what they let go and where they begin. Sometimes the secret to your best mic isn't found in the specs. It's found in the note your voice lives on. All right, I want to know what you're thinking. Leave a comment. Until next time, this is Mark Yoshimoto Nemkov, fading to black.